Pirate Shiki. A lot of people love him, a lot of people hate him, and a lot of people don't know who he is truly because his character is very misunderstood and he hasn't got a lot of the shine he deserves in the main storyline, but he does exist. This is a fact. You could not deny it that Shiki exists. I might have found out a way for Shiki to return to the storyline, and it will make a lot of sense when I tell you guys what I have found in my research. Now, most people know Shiki from his days in the One Piece movie. We're not talking about Film Z, we're not talking about Film Gold, we're talking about Strong World. In this movie, Shiki kidnaps Nami because she's a very great navigator. We know Shiki disappeared for 20 years. He was doing crazy stuff in the islands. When it comes to, he was about to destroy the East Blue. Like, the East Blue was going to be done, and that's why Luffy, that's the whole main storyline of that movie. But a lot of people don't really care about the movie storyline. The biggest thing people are really, it's very controversial, is Luffy defeating Shiki, a guy of this guy's legendary status. He was a top tier in the One Piece story back in the days, Roger days, Whitebeard days, that kind of character, Garp days, Sengoku days. Why would he lose, even if he's not even in his prime, even if he's old, why would he lose to a pre-time skip Luffy? And this is one of the biggest questions in the One Piece fandom. Yes, Luffy used a very devastating attack, a gear third leg stomp on his face with a lightning imbued into his leg. It was very devastating, but that should have not been able to take out Shiki because he's a legend. Well, the honest answer is this movie is not canon. Don't take this movie serious. Yes, the movie was very interesting, but this is not canon story. So definitely this whole situation of pre-time skip beating Shiki doesn't exist in the current One Piece storyline, and that's how we take the movie. So that's why you feel this. If it's very controversial for you, just understand it's a really great movie, but it doesn't exist in the One Piece current storyline. Now, I think we also know Shiki for being infamous on episode 0, chapter 0. And if you do not know what episode 0, chapter 0 is, I highly suggest you guys check out this movie. It's an episode, 20-minute episode, and like a 20-page chapter that is very important. It shows a lot of things that happened 20 years ago in the days of Goldie Roger. And Shiki was going at it with Roger in this episode 0, and he wanted Roger's ancient weapon. Now, what kind of weapon did Roger have? A lot of people have been theorizing it is, people are gonna laugh when I say this, Uranus, but I definitely believe that Roger, the way he denied Shiki really struck a chord in Shiki, and they went at it, but then something happened, a crazy weather change. Shiki got a steering wheel stuck in his head. It was very funny, but it was also very crazy and intense. A lot of people made theories of Monkey D. Dragon is the reason why the weather changed. That's a huge theory in the One Piece community, but definitely Roger, Shiki, Ed War, insane. But I think one of the most impressive things that we've seen from Shiki is, and why a lot of people are really disgusted that pre-time skip Luffy defeated him, was Shiki versus Garp and Sengoku. Two guys, one guy who was an admiral, another guy who's a vice admiral but is known pretty much as the strongest marine. So definitely these two guys, admiral status. I'm not saying Garp's an admiral, I'm saying he's on the level of the admirals, taking on Shiki, and they destroyed half of Marine Ford. Shiki destroyed half of Marine Ford versus Garp and Sengoku, two top tiers. If imagine two top tiers going up against another character, like they should be able to take him out with not crazy destruct, but Shiki, just because of his power, his strength, half of Marine Ford is an amazing feat. Oh my goodness. Now we later see a conversation of Whitebeard and Shiki, but before that we know that Shiki was infamous because he escapes, even though he lost to Garp and Sengoku, he escapes Impel Down. The only character to escape Impel Down. Luffy did some other history after that, but yeah, he has a very spooky conversation with Whitebeard. He pretty much is telling Whitebeard about his schemes, and like Whitebeard's like not having it. He's like, I'll kick you off my ship if you start trying to finesse me or something, or trying to trick me. Definitely Whitebeard was not having that Shiki convo, but Shiki's like, I'm about to disappear for a while. It just shows the respect that these old timers have for each other because of their many battles. Shiki, Whitebeard, and Roger, even though they hate each other, they still like have funny conversations. It kind of reminds me when Shanks and Whitebeard having a conversation, then out of nowhere they start fighting. This is what is insane about these crazy pirates. But definitely Shiki said he's gonna disappear and then return to deal with some rookies. Yo, I'm not too sure. Yo, hype stuff indeed will happen, and I believe that Shiki's return, people are saying it's not gonna happen. I believe it's gonna happen. Now Shiki's power is very hacked. It has to do with levitation, and we saw some crazy stuff he was doing, like actually having a ship that's flying, have multiple islands that are flying. We also seen him do some. Now he can't do this levitation power to human beings or just any sort of life form, but he has done stuff like shaping earth or manipulating snow into giant lion heads and launching them towards like his foes. It's very crazy. Now people have been saying that Shiki was showcasing some sort of awakening in the movie. I'm not too sure, but definitely his power was very impressive. We also see that Shiki doesn't just use his levitation power, he uses a dual swordsman. He's a dual swordsman, a dual swordsmanship user. And let's be honest here, after he escapes and pulled down, he had to cut off his feet, pretty much his legs. So definitely he had to put swords on both of his legs. So now he uses his swords not on his arms but his legs. And let's be honest here, who's the last person we saw, or the most famous person who doesn't use his sword on his hands? Zoro on his mouth. So definitely Shiki using on his legs was very interesting, though I do think that his fighting style does kind of remind me of Fujitora and characters like Law, but I think more on the Fujitora side, because Law, yes, he combines his fruit and his swordsmanship, but I think it's more heavy when it comes to his actual fruit. Even though he is a good swordsmanship user, he was trained by Diamante. Fujitora is I believe a master swordsman and combines his fruit, that's why he's so deadly. And I believe that Shiki, I think his swordsmanship and his fruit reminds me of Fujitora the Admiral. Now, speaking of Fujitora, is there some sort of mystery between these two characters? Because we know Fujitora came out of nowhere, and a character like Fujitora could have a storyline with Shiki because Shiki disappeared for 20 years. So both of these characters were not part of the major threat when it comes to the One Piece world, the Marines, the Yonkos, everything crazy happening. So definitely Fujitora's gravity fruit and is a swordsman, Shiki levitation and a swordsman. Is there some sort of history here, connection that the author of One Piece, Ichiro Oda, is making? I'm not too sure. It might be a reach, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. But now, if you stuck throughout this video for a long time, this is what I've been thinking about when I was doing my research. This is what came in my head. The first thing that came to my head was Capone. We all remember when Capone's ship got sucked into that island on top of him. How was the island floating? As soon as I saw that happen to Capone, yo, this is crazy, because this kind of reminds me of how Shiki was actually floating islands in the movie Strong World. Did Capone get his ship wrecked by Shiki's powers? Is that how he got destroyed? Yo, that would be crazy if Shiki, that's how he disappeared for 20 years, that people didn't see him because he was up in the sky. Kind of reminds me of the whole situation of the story of Mont Blanc, Cricket, and Luffy. It does exist, Sky Island. So definitely Shiki, a big name pirate. Oh my goodness, is he the reason why Capone is plotting to take out Big Mom? The ulterior motive? Yo. Now, something that a lot of people have been telling me is, where is Caesar going to happen to him after this arc in Whole Cake Island? People are telling me he has to join the Straw Hat Pirates. And I tell you right now, I love Caesar Clown, but I just don't think he fits the Straw Hat Pirate crew. I made a whole video about it, so you can watch it if you want. But still, I think a very interesting thing, if Caesar actually, after this arc, tags along with Capone, but doesn't join Capone, join Shiki, because we know Shiki's kind of his right-hand man, is a doctor, scientist, Dr. Indigo, with looks like a clown. He's hilarious, the way he acts, his shoes, I don't remember the sound effects, but I'm just joking. But seriously, Shiki, a big name pirate, could be the home for Caesar, because we know Caesar loves working with big name pirates. Kaido, Big Mom, Doflamingo, I can name them all. If Shiki versus Big Mom happens in the Whole Cake Island arc, this could be a scapegoat for Luffy to escape without actually dealing with Big Mom, because Big Mom is too powerful for Luffy. This will give Luffy enough time to escape, and then Shiki and Big Mom can have a stalemate and he can leave. But definitely, Whitebeard was from the old era. He's passed away. Roger was the Pirate King in the old era. He's dead. But there's two monsters left from that old era. And yes, Rayleigh is there, but I'm talking about like the crazy Captain Pirates. Big Mom, who's a part of that era. We know Roger and her had some dealings. And we have Shiki, who disappeared for 20 years. So seeing these both top tier characters, we see more of Big Mom's powers and usage. And I just want to see Big Mom go at it with her many different abilities. I believe her hat is definitely something that might be interesting on her attacks when it comes to combining her fruit. And then we have Shiki, who goes all out against, like, it'll just be a crazy battle. They seem to be around the same age, and it'll be lit. Dragon, Shanks, or Fujitora / Green Bull. I believe that Shiki will find out about Poseidon, the ancient weapon Shirahoshi, and you guys know that my whole theory is that Kaido also will find out because of Caribou, and he's gonna go to Fishman Island to get Poseidon. What if Shiki also goes to Fishman Island and he kind of interrupts the Kaido versus Luffy scenario that I believe will happen on Fishman Island, because Luffy will destroy Fishman Island. It's been like Madam Sure, we all know what's gonna happen there. But what if one character, kind of like how Sabo helped out Luffy against Burgess in Dressrosa, what if Dragon, Shanks, Fujitora / Green Bull, one of those characters come out of nowhere to stop Shiki, and it's a crazy battle? I believe that most likely will be maybe Green Bull to give him some spotlight, even though I think Green Bull's gonna have another arc too, where he's gonna be an enemy. But I think it will be kind of cool seeing an interaction of, I think Shanks is too early because Shanks does not want to deal with Luffy right now, but Dragon might be a perfect spot. That'll be amazing. Very hype indeed, because we know Dragon has probably some history towards ancient weapons, so he might be connected somehow. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Shiki's shocking return? I know a lot of people are not really fans of Shiki, so this video won't be, how I say this, not one of my bigger videos, but I just enjoy talking about it because I'll be honest here, it hit me like crazy when I thought about the Capone situation. I never really thought about it like that. So crazy stuff here. I definitely believe Shiki return there's a window for it, but I'm not putting like all my marbles to it. I'm not gonna say Shiki's returning is 100%, but I kind of believe there's definitely places where he can return and it will actually be very good for the story. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about Shiki's return? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you think about Shiki as a character? Because I know he's very controversial.